Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hawakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Grace Millstone who will teach well. Hearty shalom to the elect. All right, it's another camp day through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai. It's a good day to prophesy the downfall of America, man. All right, the day of doom is coming. All right, this is Revelation chapter 19. Salakia, this is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy. There's two things I want to talk about in this precept, okay? It spoke of worshiping the Lord, okay? So it spoke of worshiping Yahweh, okay? So let's look up that word worship. Look at that word worship in the Greek. All right, so that word worship is proskuneo.
Strong's G 4352.
Proskuneo.
Proskuneo.
Okay, and that means to kiss the hand towards one in token of reverence. And we're supposed to reverence the Lord. We're supposed to fear the Lord. Okay, fear of the Lord. Okay, has a lot to do with respect for what it is that He asks you to do. Okay, what does the Lord ask us to do? All right, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 13. It says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter." So conclusion means like an end. Okay. It says here, "Fear Yahweh and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Yahweh shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil." All right, so we have to do what the Lord says. We got to keep the commandments. That's not a thing that we can do to keep. There's no thing that we can do to keep all 613 commandments because we're not in a sovereign place. All right, we're not in a place where the Israelites own everything. All right, you so-called black and brown people own everything. We're not in that place. We're in a place where the sovereignty belongs to the so-called white man. Because guess what? Through the blessings, all right, let's get that. Through the blessings that Isaac gave Esau and Jacob, Esau, Edom, okay, is in charge of the current world. Okay, this is Genesis chapter 27. And I'm gonna start at verse This is Genesis chapter 27, and this is the blessing that Jacob got. Okay, all right. It says here, Jacob brought Isaac some venison, all right, to supplant his father to thinking that he was Esau. But remember, prior to this, Esau sold his birthright. Okay, with Esau selling his birthright, which was all predestined by the Lord furthered him giving up his birthright, other than just a mere vow. The Lord made it physically happen by blinding Isaac, well, in a case where somehow Isaac lost his sight, okay, and Jacob and Rebekah was able to supplant Isaac to making Jacob think that he was making Jacob think that he was Esau. Okay, all right. So it says here, verse 24, he said, "Art thou my very son Esau?" And he said, "I am." This is Jacob supplanting Esau. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said, come now, and said, come unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelt the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the son of my son is the smell of a field which Yahweh hath blessed. Because Esau was a man that dwelt in the fields, all right, and Jacob was a plain man, pitched in, and chilled in the tents and stuff, all right. And you can see how that correlates today. Mostly Jake is in the house and Esau's out exploring, hunting, doing shit of that type of magnitude, climbing mountains, going into the depths of the ocean, if they have that capability, and then going into outer space. Esau likes to explore, all right? Jake is more of a man of chill, rather be at the crib, just chilling on the block, whatever the case may be, not making too much noise in the aspect of being um, out and about in the world, okay, how Esau is, all right? Lost my page. But going back, this is Genesis 27 and 28. This is the blessing that we received, okay? This is Genesis 27 and 28. Therefore, Yahweh give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty corn and wine. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be everyone that blessed thee. So this blessing that Jacob received is the blessing that we're going to inherit when we get into the kingdom. All right, Jacob couldn't see it as of right now, physically, like I could physically see this book, or as I could physically see this building behind me. He saw it in his mind, and he had belief that this faith, he had faith in in these words of his father, as far as the blessing would happen for him, and we're going to inherit that. Jacob is going to be there, of course. Okay, Isaac is going to be there. Abraham's going to be there, and guess what? Even Esau is going to be there, but Esau is going to be there in a form of slavery. Okay, then the Lord's going to do away with him, according to Obadiah 1 and 18 on down. Okay, all right. So this is the blessing that we got, which is a great blessing, the blessing of the Lord's kingdom, the blessing of peace, the blessing of righteousness reigning through our bodies, because the law, statutes, and commandments are going to be in our inward parts. Okay, the blessing of rest, the blessing of being one with our power because of the sacrifice of Yahweh. This is what's coming unto us. Okay, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians. All right, now here in a second, I'm gonna get this blessing that Esau received, okay, because he gave up his birthright. All right, this is Genesis 27 and 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from hunting. All right, so Esau being a man of the field, he was out there doing what he was doing. And also And he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten all of it before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And it's us that's going to be blessed, man. It's us. We in Esau Edom's kingdom right now, and he has problems with the people. He has uproars of the people in America. You got uproars in the people all outside of America for many different reasons politically, all right, morale wise, financial wise, okay, food wise, resource wise. Let me just bunch all those things up into that, all right. Um, all those things are against Esau in a sense because all those issues are going to arise up against him and further overthrowing him out of the power seat, which will entail Yahweh Shai coming into the power seat, which is what we need. Okay, so we are blessed. Let me look at that word blessed here. All right, all right. So for the word for blessed is Barak. Okay, all right. It says here to be adored, to be praised. That's what we're going to be in the kingdom. The Israelites are going to be adored. We're going to be praised. Okay, just like Esau Edom is, you know, praised for, in this instance, his technological advances. Okay, we're going to be praised because of righteousness. We're going to be praised because of the animals living in a glorious condition. We're going to be praised because the people are going to be living in glorious conditions. Okay, instead of living as homeless individuals, instead of living as unrighteous individuals, instead of living as poor spiritually and mentally or educationally wise individuals. Because again, when we get into the kingdom, everybody's going to know about the Lord and the ways of the Lord. They're going to know about the Lord so much that the people of the Lord the people are going to want to come to the Lord or to the Lord's people or to the Lord's people to learn about the ways of the Lord. All right, everybody here has been so ingrained in wickedness that the only thing that can happen is furthermore wickedness further show itself. Okay, show itself. Okay, all right. But the Israelites are going to be blessed. People are going to be kneeling to us. People are going to be praising us, like it says in Isaiah 60. That we're going to take over the kings of the Gentiles. They're going to bring us forth their resources and their riches. Okay, all right. Um, all right. Let's see. Let's look up just the Google definition for the word blessed, because this is what the Israelites are going to be. And it says, "Ask God's favor for." All right. It says to confer or invoke divine favor upon. Okay. And it says here to ask God to look favorably upon. And the Lord did look favorably upon his people, upon you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Okay. He did so with giving us law, statutes, and commandments. He did so with punishing us when we did wrong. He did so when he gave Yahushua up to be a sacrifice for our transgressions. And he's going to do so when he puts us in the kingdom and put these law, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts. Okay. Going back, it says here, verse 34, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he that supplanted me these 2 times, he took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And that blessing coincides with that birthright. All right, the birthright of the firstborn son is to inherit everything of his father. Okay, but when Esau sold that birthright, all right, you can read that a couple chapters back in Genesis 25. All right, yeah, Genesis 25 starting at 29. All right, when he sold that birthright, that was it. It was a wrap. Okay, it says here, for he have supplanted me. This is verse 26. For he have supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he taketh away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? All right, nope. And Jacob didn't take away your birthright. You sold it. You willingly gave it up because you were hungry. You were in savage mode, survival mode. Okay, all right, and you gave up your blessing. Well, now this is the consolation prize. Okay, all right, you want second place, all right, and this is what it is that you inherited. You inherited the world that you rule right now. All right, full of corruption, greed, deception, injustice, wickedness as a whole. This is what the so-called white man has inherited and put forth in the earth as he inherited. Okay. Now we're coming into that fourth industrial revolution, and the only thing that's going to coincide with the destruction of Esau Edom is them putting in to individuals that mark of the beast, which is going to, in its totality, kill people that take it. Okay, all right. Verse 37, it says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I gave to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. We're going to have slaves. All right, we're going to have all the resources. Everything is going to be ours. Resources that Esau Edom doesn't even know about or he can't even reach because of the other planets that's far away, or the other galaxies, the other universes that's out of his reach. Okay? All right, we're going to have resources from there. You got to think like that. The Lord is not limited to what we see on earth. All right? The Lord is not limited to what we can see and understand with the human eye. Okay? The Lord is not limited to our understanding. The Lord is not limited at all. Okay, all right. So just because we can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Okay, all right. Because Esau has things that we don't know as regular human beings, as far as the lowest people on the totem pole in society. All right, as far as the social construct of society of this society is manifested. Okay, there's technological advances that Esau Edom has that we don't know about. All right. And today at my job, I was talking to a supervisor of some things, and with him being in that role, he was able to tell me some stuff that I didn't know existed. And it's not nothing a secret or anything, but it's just there's a lot of stuff out here in the world you don't know about. Okay, all right, and I don't know about. But we're gonna have things that's not known to this earth. There's things that's outside this galaxy that we're gonna have, man. The Wadi Habashim outside the scriptures say that and the Lord has said it himself, is in the book of John. In my father's house there are many mansions. Um, in my father's house there are many mansions. If it was not, I would have. If it wasn't so, I would have told you. All right. Well, within those many mansions, if the Lord's footstool is the earth, those many mansions are all these universes and galaxies that's outside the footstool of the world that we currently live in, that we can't see, and Esau Edom can barely explore. Okay? All right, let me stop being on the tangent and let me get to reading. So it says here, and Isaac answered and said, I said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. So we're gonna have slaves, man. Just like Esau, Edom, and these other nations have used us as slaves throughout the time of history, we're gonna have slaves within our kingdom. Okay, all right. It says here, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, O my father? Even also, even also, O my father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew from above, and by thy sword thou shalt live and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break the break the yoke from off thy neck. And Esau Edom is in his ruler seat for the last final time. Okay, we had ruled during the Byzantine Empire. Okay, the Moors all through Europe. Okay, we even had so-called black kings in the times of European history. Okay, all right. But now Esau Edom, since the Renaissance era, okay, probably even before that, he has come into power. Okay, his last go round into power. All right, and this is when he's going to be destroyed and put into captivity. All right, but it says here, verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, well, Esau Edom is doing that now. All right, but nonetheless, as the spirit of prophecy says, all right, let me get it again. This is Revelation 19 and 10. It says here, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy. So with being in the spirit of prophecy, we have to know what's going to happen uh, before something. We're gonna have to know what's going to happen before we were around. All right. When I say we were around, meaning this physical body. All right. The spirit was always here, just a different body, and the spirit is tuned into a different frequency, so where we can't recall the things of our past. Okay. All right. So we were here, we were on the earth and at certain times when the Bible was being written in different captivities. All right, so we had to know something before, and we have to know something in the time now to see about prophecy. And the things that how can we see about prophecy? Reading the scriptures. And how can we know about prophecy? Seeing what's going on in the world. Okay, you got the fourth industrial revolution building up. All right. The data centers are a part of it. The human microchipping is a part of it. Okay, all these things that correlate to the New World Order, it will bring forth the ending of Esau Edom's kingdom, his rulership. Okay, and this is what we want. This is what prophecy. This is what one form of prophecy is: the mark of the beast and the destruction of Esau Edom's kingdom. Okay, another form of prophecy is us being put in our right minds and living in the Lord's kingdom forever. Okay, all right. So this is Ezekiel 35 and 1, because this is part of prophecy, right? Esau Edom's kingdom is set up, all right, and Esau Edom's kingdom has to be brought down. Okay. All right. If there was somebody else supposed to be, let's say if the head of gold was Esau and the Babylonians back in that time, they switched, we would be prophesying about those individuals. But that's not how it is. We prophesying about Esau Edom. So if it was somebody else's turn, then we'd be talking about them, but we are in the last. So we talking about Esau. This is Esau's time to be prophesied against. Okay. All right. So this is Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 1. It says, Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me saying, and we are overtaken by the words of the Lord when we come out here to preach and teach, man. Okay. For those that listen near and far. Okay. It says here, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And that's what we doing, man. It says here for prophesy. Let me get that word. Let me look it up. I thought I had a footnote in my phone for it, but it doesn't. All right, so the for word prophesy in the Hebrew is nabah. All right, nabah. It says to prophesy under influence of divine spirit. All right, let's see what it says in the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon. It says to cause to bubble up, hence to pour forth words abundantly, as is done by those who speak with adore or divine emotion of mind. All right, to show and declare. And what is it that we're doing through the divine motion of mind? We are showing and declaring what the Lord Yahweh wants to happen for the future. Okay, all right. It says to speak as a prophet by divine power. All right, that's about it. That hits the nail on the head. Okay. Let's see. Going back into Ezekiel 35 and verse 3, it says, and say unto it, who is it? Mount Seir, Esau, Edom, the people of America, the people of this beast system. Okay. All right. Because you so-called black and brown people that are not tuned in to Yahweh Shem Shai, okay, you act like people from Mount Seir, you act like the Babylonians, you act like the Europeans, you act like Esau, you act like a worldly individual. And I'm not perfect by any means. I do things wrong. I sin against the Lord. I'm not perfect, but I'm not walking around here in the mindset of praising Jesus, all right, and trying to not further the gospel of Yahweh Shem Shai, because that's the most important thing, because furthering the gospel is going to lead toward the sealing of the elect, which is going to bring forth the destruction of America, according to Revelation, the 7th chapter. Let me get that. Revelation, the 7th chapter, not Revelation, the 7th chapter. Salaki. Hey, and Tawadi Yahweh Shem Shai, for my apostles and elders that have taught me the things that I'm able to come out here and prophesy to. Okay? All right. This is Revelation, the book of Revelation, chapter 7 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And that wind is destruction. The wind is those thermonuclear missiles. That wind is going to kill a lot of people. They're going to be burnt up. Okay. All right. It says here, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, Salakia power, which his name is Yahweh, the living power. Okay. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the Salakia, to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And who's the servants of the Lord, man? The elect. Okay. Those individuals that starting off with the great men of great millstone, okay, though the hopeful elect, okay, starting off with the men of great millstone, all right, and those that teach the same like doctrine on down, okay, those are the individuals that are servants of the Lord, because they're teaching the truth according to the Bible, all right, not taking anything to subsidize for what the Lord is about to bring forth to us, man, because there's going to be no comparison. Okay, it's like apples and oranges. Whichever one you like the best out of the apple or orange is not going to compare to the other one. Okay, I prefer apples because I can eat that with peanut butter over an orange, but nonetheless, okay, nonetheless, they don't equate. All right, what the Lord has for us and what Esau Edom is about to give up in regards to his destruction, they don't compare. The Lord's about to give us eternity. What we have here is sin, and within that sin, we die. We die, and because we die, we give up the things that we have here on the earth. All right. If since we live, we will live for eternity. in the Lord's kingdom, the things that we inherit, we can have them forever. It won't be lost. It won't be taken. It won't be stolen. It won't be given to anything or to somebody else. Okay? All right? For this is verse 4. It says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So you see, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right, you are the Lord's people. The Lord's elect is going to come out of the 12 tribes. The Lord's rulers are going to come out of the men are going to come out of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Okay? All right, as far as the rulers, that's gonna happen. That's going to establish the government of the Lord. Okay? All right, the rest of the innumerable multitude, of course, they're going to be Israelites. They're going to be Israelites that come from these tribes as well. Okay? And they're going to look as if they come from the other tribes, the other nations of the world. Okay, that's another topic for another day because of the scattering. But as of right now, just want to prophesy about the downfall of America, as the scripture says. Okay, this is Ezekiel 35 and 3. And say unto it, thus saith Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch up my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So for here it says, for most desolate, a desolation and a waste. That's what the Lord's going to do to America, right? So if you see, how bombings affect countries, even if you look at the recent bombings between, Iran and Israel, America, Israel, Iran, whatever, right? You can look at what a bomb does to a city, right? You got rubble, you got ruin, you got dead bodies, you got gas lines, water lines broken, resources broken up. Uh, what else did I want to mention? Yeah, that's about it, right? From off the top of my head. If you just look at the pictures or the videos of things the current, you know, missile exchanges between countries, you can see what's broken up. Those places are becoming a ruin. America is going to be a vast ruin. All this from one, I think America's like, I don't know how many square miles, but from California to New York, let's see, how many square miles is America? All 3.8 million square miles of America, okay, is going to be burnt up. All right, it's going to be a desolation. It's going to be a waste. The scriptures say the Lord has 200,000 uh, missiles. All right, it doesn't literally say missiles, okay, but when you read it, it is described as that. Okay, all right. That's in the Book of Revelation. I believe it's the 9th or 11th chapter. All right, but they're coming with fire. All right, and the heads of them are fire. Okay, all right. That fire is going to hit in multiple places here in America, and you're going to see nothing but smoke clouds. And then eventually, if this is just how I imagine it, all those small smoke clouds are going to make one big smoke cloud. So where it could be seen from all facets or faces from all corners of the earth, man. Okay, America is going to be a waste and a desolation. That's the best I can explain it. Somebody could probably explain it better than me. Chat GTP could probably explain it better than me. Okay, if you need a visualization, okay, all right. It says here, verse 4: I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and the time their iniquity had an end. So because of the blessing that Esau received from Isaac, the sword, Esau was told that he will live by the sword. So by the sword, Esau was able to overcome and kill Jacob. Look at what's happening to Jake. Jake is being hung today in 2026. And not saying it's a new thing, because Jake was being hung in the years prior. All right. But now it's not. It's something it's a new way of taking out Jake in the current century. Okay, Jake is still being shot. Jake is still being ran over murdered, hauled off to jail, beaten by the cops, done unjustly in the court system. Jacob's being fucked over in any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. And that's part of Esau's sword. It's not just a killing instrument. He could kill you mentally and have you out here killing yourself based on the drugs and the information that you put inside your body. Okay? All right? The food is another way to kill you that they are killing you, man. Okay? It's all types of ways to bring violence upon somebody. Okay? And this is what Esau Edom has done. Okay? Because of the hatred, because of the blessing that Isaac gave unto Jacob. And Esau sold his birthright. Okay? You know, because I keep mentioning it. Let me go to Genesis 25. This is Genesis chapter 25 and verse 29. It says, and Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. All right. And it says in my footnotes, literally red. Okay. So Esau Edom is the fucking red man. The so-called white man is the red man. Okay. All right. Nonetheless, it says here, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. All right, so him giving up his birthright led to Jacob receiving the blessing that he received, which then led to Esau receiving the blessing that he received, which a part of it was the sword, and with inheriting the blessing that Isaac gave him. All right, he said that he was going to kill his brother Jacob, which equates to some of the things that I mentioned earlier about Jake being hung, Jake still being done unjustly, corruption, wickedness, all towards you tribe, all right? And the sword comes in many different ways, all right? All right, yep, I was reading verse 5. Now I'm going to go to Ezekiel 35 and 6. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I will prepare thee, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. Meaning nobody gonna come back and forth, man. Especially after and you read Isaiah 34, those thermonuclear missiles hit. Nobody's gonna be coming back and forth here, man. The scriptures tell you it's gonna be wild beasts living here. Okay. It says here, and I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And that sword is going to be a sword from war, those thermonuclear missiles. People be out here dead from pestilence, from famine, all right, even from their neighbor rising up against them to get food and things of that nature to sustain themselves and their family, okay? It's going to be bad out here, man. And it's only going to be good for the Lord's elect, okay? Because the Lord's elect is going to be protected through all the riffraff that the Lord is bringing unto this place, okay? And yes, some of the Lord's men will have to make that sacrifice of death, but the Lord's going to be with you through that, man. So you can't be in the mindset of being afraid, right? You got to be like Paul in Acts 21. All right, Paul was like, "Hey, I'm ready to go die for the Lord. I'm ready to go be bound and die for the Lord at Jerusalem." You know, this is what I say to myself from time to time, you know, because we got to be in that mindset because who knows what the Lord is going to put upon us to test our faith. We just have to be ready we have to be ready to action when the call of the testing of your faith arises, okay? It says here in verse 35, Asalaki in verse 7, I'm going to read 7 again. It says, Ezekiel 35 and 7, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. I don't want this place to rise up again. All right, the scriptures say we would have healed Babylon, but she cannot be healed. There's no healing this place. The morality of America is so gone forward. All right, that the only solution for this place is fire. Okay, the only solution for this place is death. The only solution for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians to prevent being caught up in this the riffraff that the Lord is about to bring is to repent and turn back unto the Lord. Because everything else that is coming, you're not gonna be able to survive, man. If you don't got the Lord, you're not gonna be able to survive. All right. Even if you're in the state where you can go buy an underground bunker, go up into a space shuttle and be out there. The Lord can still reach out and grab you, man. The Lord can still reach out and touch you. Okay. There's no escaping the hand of Yahweh Shem Shai. There's no escaping the judgment of the Lord. Okay. You cannot go anywhere where the Lord didn't say you were going to go prior to you going there. Okay. This is this is Ezekiel 35 and 10, because thou hast said these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. You northern and southern kingdom. Okay? All right. It says here, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. All right, the Lord's about to do it big, man. Okay, when he get y'all uh, you dang Edomites into captivity. All right, but prior to that, the Lord's whatever anger and hatred you harvested towards the Lord's people, the Lord's gonna do it to you. Okay, this is I think it's Ezekiel 20. Yeah, this is Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse 12. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh, thus saith Yahweh power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Thus says Yahweh, therefore thus saith Yahweh, I will stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man. I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Gideon shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh. So what Esau Edom had planned to do, the Lord's going to do it, and it's going to be 2 times worse, man. All right, it's going to be double worse, but it's going to be done worse to him, but it's going to be done in a righteous state, okay? All right? It's justified violence and anger towards you so-called white people that the Lord has, okay? All right? Verse 12, it says here, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all thy blasphemy which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. All right, and Esau Edom has consumed us from the breaking of our children, the overtaking of our women, the demasculation of the men. Okay, all right, Esau Edom has broken and consumed us. Okay, all right. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus says Yahweh, when the whole earth rejoices, I will make thee desolate. And thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate. So I will do unto thee, and thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Edom, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. So everything that comes with Esau is going to be laid to waste. Okay. All right. Everything that's relates to Esau is going to be laid. Is going to be done. Finito. The conclusion for America, for Esau Edom, is death and destruction. Okay, Lord will you as edify us to the next time we give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hawakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who move on teach well. Hardy Shalom to the elect. Kwam Yasharala, Mawaf Lababal, Yahweh Mahar, Hawashai, Nawab, Abakashab,